Hey, good afternoon, you guys. Welcome to episode 72 of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. Little game breakdown, Jets Giants. We know who won the Snoopy Bowl, don't we?
Kevin, before we get into all that, about 35 minutes ago, there was some rumblings that the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets are talking trade.
Yes.
I
Could
had
that be for? I heard it was for an offensive lineman.
Yes, Chuma Adago, which I hope they make that trade as soon as possible. But Dallas realized they're getting a pile of sticks. But I thought it was a joke at first, and I had to dig deeper. But it seems that's I don't know how deep those talks are, but those seem to be talks that are building some momentum here, and we'll have to keep an eye on that in the next 24 hours. You know.
What else did I see just before we waived Calvin Jackson?
I heard some rumblings of that, but I thought it was just, some guy, some talking crap.
I thought it was. I thought I saw something that had happened, but I could be wrong.
Wow,
But I know there's rumblings about it. Yeah.
Calvin Jackson wave. Yeah. Wow.
And something about they were hoping that he'd wind up on the practice squad eventually.
Okay.
Obvious, but
okay. I'll tell you, Kevin, before we let's talk about that. I'm not going to sit here like everyone else and make my 53-man roster prediction because you know what? I'm the type of Jet fan that I don't know how many tight ends should be in the room, how many wide receivers. I know from my heart what I like. And there seems to be a lot of talk among Jet Nation that Zovan Knight will not make this squad.
Hey, man, you can only – it's just like they were saying yesterday, how hard it's going to be because when have we had this problem? Who do you get rid of?
Well, Kevin, let's jump back to that in a second. Right now, the Jets, and this is a funny stat, and I don't know where they come up with this, but the Jets right now, as of today, lead the league in players who were cut and scooped up by other teams. Four of our players have been cut so far, and 4 have been scooped up by other teams. That says a lot about our general manager, Joe Douglas.
Yes, and the roster that he's built.
And let me tell you,
absolutely.
It's going to be, and I know I'm jumping ahead. I want to get back to my first one. It's going to be interesting tomorrow, Kev, when we put our practice squad together or when it goes through the waivers and we could put these guys on the squad, how many teams rip us, like try to take our players off our practice squad because they know how well these guys are. Back to what I was saying. I don't know about, number. We need this many tight ends. You're not going to carry this many guys. I keep hearing they're only going to carry maybe 3 or 4 running backs, and Zovan Knight won't be one of them. Well, I got to tell you, if I'm in that running backs room, and I don't care what anyone says, my 3 running backs will be Carter, Bryce, and Zovan Knight. Those would be the 3 kids I run with. I could care less that Tevin Coleman is an experienced running back. I go with the 3 youths, and I run. That's my take. Maybe I'm a knucklehead. I also don't understand why people say, well, you're not going to just keep Zovan on the kick return team or the punt return. Why not?
Special teams. Hey, did you see I heard that Strevler, the Strevinator, he said, I'll play special teams. I just want to make the team.
Wow. Yeah. You know what, Kev? When you see him, the first vision for me is like, I keep thinking of Ragnar from the show Vikings. Like he's got
yes.
Like he doesn't, like he'll play special teams. He'll return punts. He's got that little bit of that wild side to him, which I like.
Hey, man, like I said to you before, you do it one week. All right. Yeah, it was nice to see. It was a fun thing. Okay, you do it 2 weeks. All right. Well, he is going against second and third strings. You do it 3 weeks. Holy shit.
Yep.
Maybe we got something here.
And I know people will tell you, well, if the Jets were really thinking about keeping him, they would have probably played him earlier in the game yesterday. I'm going to flip it and say, because he's played so well, they knew what they were getting. They wanted to see if Mike White was going to shit the bed for 3 weeks in a row. And I think that's why they played Mike White second instead of third. All right, Mike White had a good outing. He played well, probably well enough to get the third position quarterback, which might leave Strebler out in the cold. Because if you put Strebler on the practice squad, some team is going to take him.
Gone. I heard probably the Pats.
Well, I already heard some rumblings from Arizona fans who he was with last year. I believe Strebler was with. They want him back, the fan base. But that's just the fan base. As fan bases, we're nuts. We like,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, Kevin. And you know me, I've been saying this for years, and for the last 3 years, not because of yesterday's outcome. I don't want Mims to be traded.
How do you get rid of that guy?
You can't teach speed. You can't teach height.
Did you see that catch in the end zone?
Yeah. And I'm sorry. I'm tired of people saying, oh, he's living off of people keep saying, oh, they want Mims because he had COVID, he had food poisoning. Do you know what it's like to have food poisoning and lose 20 pounds in a 24-hour period and try to get your strength back?
Listen, you don't get rid of guys that can score points. You don't get rid. I mean, you don't get rid of weapons. Why do you do that? Because someone else is going to take it.
Kevin, I heard them nitpicking yesterday. Oh, that when what's his face? Hold on, I have it right here. Jackson caught the winning TD. Everyone was excited, and Mims was nowhere to be found. How do you know? You watched the whole celebration after? Like, how do you know Mims? So you didn't see him in that first 10 pile that they showed on TV. You don't know what happened afterwards. Like, everyone's trying to reason like, oh, he doesn't really want to be here, blah, blah, blah. I know. Everyone knows what Mims is thinking, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I said it for years. Get the kid involved. Figure out how to get him involved. And he'll play well. And he showed it yesterday.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Nobody does. But everybody's an expert, I know.
No. And everyone's convinced now that the only reason why he was featured in the offense is because they're shipping him out the door.
Yeah, because they wanted to showcase him. Right? Yeah, get more. Get
you know
more
what, Kevin? They may be right, but I have a feeling this will be the one that all the Jet fans who shipped him out will be saying, why didn't we keep him? I liked him. I always liked him. I heard nothing other than me and you. I don't hear and a couple others say anything nice about Mims. They can't wait to get this kid out the door.
I'd rather dump Smith than keep Mims.
Yeah, me too. Well,
come on, man.
So
if this kid can get his head on right, it's a prototypical.
But Kevin, we've said it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what? I like LaFleur. I think he has a lot of potential, but you're also the coach. Figure it out. Like Mike Westhoff says in his books, you figure it out. You got a weapon, figure it out. So he doesn't fit your total scheme.
Doesn't matter.
Outside the box of your scheme when you got a weapon.
Scheme something for him.
Exactly. And I don't want to hear
that it accentuates and utilizes what he does best.
Exactly, Kevin. I agree. And maybe me and you are just too old to argue with these 30 and 20-year-olds. I'm sorry, but keep the kid. Figure it out. Now, let me ask you, I understand over the last these 3 preseason games, I think he had like 11 catches, but he caught everything thrown his way. He didn't have a drop yesterday, except that one that was close to the sideline, and the Giant guy was draped all over him.
You're right.
And technically, he was out of bounds, but he had that too.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get rid of him. Let's throw him out. Everyone's now in love with Cager. But when he was here, what was it, 2 years ago? No one liked him. Couldn't wait to run him out of town. He got a little beefy, became a tight end, and now everyone loves him.
Come on,
now he's drunk. Oh, Cager.
No, with the game I saw Mims have yesterday, like I said, this kid gets his head on right. prototypical wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, but let's run him out of town.
And I'm sure there'll be people that go, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, how do you know? What are you? How long you been watching football?"
You know what, Kevin? I never
Don't forget
sat
to
here
kiss
and said
my ass on the way out.
Oh yeah, exactly. I never sat here on our shows and said I knew everything. I'm not this X's and O's numbers. I just see what I see, and you can't teach speed and you can't teach height. Figure out how to get the kid involved.
That's right.
Figure it out.
That's right.
And everyone says, "Oh yeah, he did it against the third string." All right, fine, whatever. It's still football players out there. He still ran the routes. Right. He still made those catches. You know.
Yep. Hey, Mike White, 13 for 17, 170 and 2 TDs.
Yep.
How about Flacco? What'd you think of Flacco?
I thought he sucked yesterday, and that was how I was going to start off. The fact that he was terrible yesterday. That first of all, the starting unit has been terrible the whole preseason. So I'm a little worried now. I'm a little worried now.
As long as you've been in the league, dude, you're not arcing the ball. You had two open receivers behind that defender. You threw it right at him. Instead of you put a little arc and go over his head, you got two open guys just sitting there.
No. You know what, Kevin? We sat here last week with the Jet Falcons game, and we said how
that's like something I'd expect Zach to do.
Yeah, but we sat here last week and we said how Mariota ripped up our bench guys, and rightfully so. And we were screaming our heads off. Bryce Huff got burned. They made Mariota look like a superstar. But Mariota, as a veteran, did what he is supposed to do against second and third stringers. Flacco did not do what he should do against second and third stringers. The Giants had 95% of their starters sitting yesterday. And we had, all right, you can't blame Joe on the turnover that Carter created, but we scored, 3 points under Flacco, and we had 2 turnovers, and he had a pick 6.
And what a horrible, horrible interception.
Yeah. The Giants did not play 95% of their starters, and Flacco had a turnover for a pick 6, and we put 3 points on the board.
And like it wasn't even a deep downfield, and you looked right at it. It's like me looking at you there, and I throw you the ball.
Yeah. So no, I was not happy. I haven't been happy with Unit 1 all preseason.
7 for 12 for 76 yards and an interception.
Yeah.
That turns into points.
Yeah.
And then we come to the Strevinator. 10 for 13, 96 yards, 2 TDs with the game winner with 22 seconds left on 4th down, no less.
Yeah. And how about this, Kevin? I know we're jumping around. 15 different receivers caught passes yesterday.
Yes. Spread it around. No, that's good.
One thing I got to tell you, maybe I after the third quarter, I wasn't following it, but I believe yesterday, which made me very happy, 3 penalties in the whole game for us. I thought that was excellent.
Excellent.
Because how many times have we watched the Jets stop a drive and then look down the field and there's a flag or there was something that gives the team hope or momentum?
Of course. We could go on and on and on. Hit of the game. Question: Clemons or Kwon?
Oh, I wrote Kwon with the hit of the game. Yeah, that was some hit. Wow.
Boom.
Yeah, I wrote it right here. You probably can't see it on my chicken scratch.
That was like a Ronnie Lott hit.
Yep, I wrote it right here. Probably can't see it on my chicken scratch wherever. Where's my finger? Kwon, hit of the game.
Hit of the game.
Yep.
I mean, okay.
And
Kwon, yes, because you created the turnover. Okay.
Yep.
But Clemons
Clemons. Kevin, how would you like to be a
quarterback? Could you do that to Tua and
yeah. Kevin, how would you like to be a quarterback and you're about a yard ahead of him and you look back and he's coming?
Oh,
he's coming.
Screw that, man. Oh, man. He hits like the water boy.
God, yeah, he's like a shit. Yeah. He's like a shark attack, and he smells blood in the water, and he's not stopping. He's not stopping. But I got to give props to yesterday. What was it? Quinnen Williams had a half a sack with who? Mm-hmm. Who did he share the sack with? I just saw it. I had my notes, and now I lost my notes.
Yeah, who did he get it with?
Oh, with Carter. Him and Carter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And let me tell you, for the first time now, Kev, we got Lawson back. We got, whether it's Clemons, Johnson, JFM, whoever's going to play on that line, Quinnen Williams has to shine this year, Kevin. I don't want to hear, well, if you look at the X's and O's, he needs to have a 10 to 12 sack season if he wants the big money.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of games he disappears.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the big defensive line stud, and where is he?
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully with some help now across
Lawson and a lot of these young kids.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again, Kevin, I'm still not impressed with Jonathan Franklin Myers. That's just me. I'm sorry. I know a lot of dudes out there love him and think he's great. I don't see it yet. Maybe I'm just missing something, but I'm going to look for him this year. He better be great this year.
So,
not
much to say. I mean, wrapped up the preseason. Hey, 3-0, but it's like, it could be a curse because last time we were undefeated, Browning Nagel comes to my head.
Well,
the Browning Nagel.
I said it. Well, Kev, I said it to you last week. I said, I believe that Saller has not lost a preseason game. And you weren't sure. You looked at me. So when you give me that look, you got a better memory than me. I was like, could I be wrong? But I did go back.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 5-0-1 in preseason under Saller. Do I put any stock in that? No.
Oh.
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay, where to get you last year?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know by me saying that, someone's going to say, well, Greg, you just got mad over Flacco and the first team looking like crap, but you don't put any stock in this. I don't put any stock in the record. The record, we could have been 0-3, but our first stringers go out there every time and put up 14 points. I could care less what the backups do. That's what I mean by that. And yesterday, Flacco did not, and I'm not just blaming him, the team as a whole did not show much.
The run blocking sucked too.
Now, Kevin, somebody told me, Greg, they're being as vanilla as vanilla.
All right, I know.
All right, I can't argue with that.
How vanilla is it to move the guy out of the way?
Yeah, all right, I can't argue with that. Vanilla. But let's see. We're 13 days away from opening day. In exactly 13 hours at this time, we're either going to, in 13 days around this time, we're going to be 1-0 or 0-1. And the question is, if we're 0-1, how bad was the loss?
And no reason you should let the Ravens come to your home opener and run all over you. No way.
No. And Kevin, I don't understand why everyone's in a rush to get Zach back. Give him his time. Let him heal. I understand the surgery was minor. It wasn't as inclusive as we thought it would be. But let the kid heal. When the Jets are ready and he's ready, he'll be back. Everyone's in a rush to get him back for week 1.
I'm in no rush to see him.
No, I know. Yeah.
I'm starting to think he's made of glass.
Well, if he's injury prone, Kev, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Like Christmas Story, Fragile.
Yeah, Fragile. Yeah, because I listen.
Must be Italian.
I understand. I understand when Zach's in the game in preseason, he's going up against the ones. But this is year 2 where our second and third stringers look far superior than him running this offense. But, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens when he comes back.
What does that tell you? What does that say? Like, he's always out there trying to figure it out, and these guys go out there and like they know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're reliving that first year with Sam Darnold where they finished off strong and everyone said, oh, we're coming, we're coming. Everyone is living off, and me included, Kev, I know you're not. I'm living off of those last 4 weeks last year with Zach. We're coming, we're coming. But then when we needed him this year to stay healthy, nothing stupid in preseason, he does the one stupid move we didn't want him to do. And
what does that say about your conditioning, too, when you're 24 years old or whatever you are? I can understand if you're Brady scrambling like that and you make a cut and you blow your knee out.
But, Kevin, we heard Beefy Zach. We heard Beefy.
Yeah, right.
Beefy Zach, his legs look. I heard people say, oh, his legs look good in shorts. Look, whoa. I understand it was a freak accident, non-contact.
Right, I understand.
My point is not so much the injury. My point was that throw the goddamn ball away or slide. We don't need to see you running a meaningless preseason game.
But when I was his age, I could have done that and not blown my knee out.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, I know. So I wasn't happy with the Carter fumble, but I was very happy with the Michael Carter interception.
Yes. Yes.
Like I said, 3 penalties. One was on Jermaine Johnson on the kick return. One was on Thomas, the D-line, and I can't think who made the third one. My stars of the game was Mims. 7 catches. Wait, I wrote the number. 7 catches, 102 yards, 1 TD. Both quarterbacks, other than Flacco, get stars, STREV and White.
Yep.
And the whole third-string team who played from the second half on.
Yep.
Props to those guys. They really want to make this team. They're showing heart. They're showing grit. And on this end, Kevin, that's it. That's it. Preseason's a wrap.
Yep. With 2 minutes or whatever, they could have laid down.
Yeah.
Nope. Screw that.
Exactly.
There's no ties in preseason.
Exactly.
In the game.
I know.
Yep. Preseason's
and tomorrow, right? What are we? A little under 23 hours. We're gonna know who's on this 53-man roster. And don't get me wrong. Once we know these 53, doesn't mean we're dressing these 53 because there's gonna be a lot of finagling and other teams make cuts and who's on the practice squad might not stay on the practice squad. So even though we're gonna get our official team or close to an official team sometime tomorrow, a lot could happen leading up to week 1 against Baltimore.
Should be an interesting 24 hours coming.
Yep. And folks who subscribe and like, continue, and we will be back tomorrow to talk about the 53. So
absolutely.
Should be a good one. Good
one. We will wrap up preseason.
Yep. Knock on wood. No major injuries. No injuries.
Oh man, that was
all
I was hoping for yesterday. I didn't even give a shit if we won the game.
Yeah.
Really. I was like, just nobody get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
3.5 hours of watching and holding my breath then.
Yep.
Kevin, and listen, I heard other people say it, so I'm not going to be the jinx this year. How great is it to go into the season now? There's still 2 weeks of practice, but injury-free in a sense. There's Loki.
He's chiming in. He says, yeah.
He's trying to tell you, in the 4 years he's been in this household, we've never been injury-free. Either that or he's arguing with me because I jinxed it. But
like you had to go and say that?
Exactly. Yeah, he's mad at me.
Man.
But to be injury-free, like to really go into these next 2 weeks, let's hope we stay injury-free in practice and put that full strength on the field.
No, let's can we for once?
Yeah.
And can we please, in a home opener with so much anticipation and so much enthusiasm, can we please not lay an egg?
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. And listen, I know all Jet fans say it, but I feel like we've started this black cloud. Everyone now. I watched Eamon McInerney on SNY the other night say, can we please have football past October? I saw Peter Schrager say all the New York fans just won football past October. Yeah, I know everyone knows it, but I feel like we
Can I sit here on Thanksgiving Day and not want to throw up my turkey?
How about watching the Thanksgiving game, even though we're not playing, and have somebody say, "Look, the Jets are in the hunt." No one wants to
that's
play
what I'm
this
talking.
team,
That's what I'm
right?
talking about.
This is one of the teams nobody wants to play. As I point to nothing behind me, but you get what I'm saying.
Can I not watch the pregame shows and postgame shows on Thanksgiving and have them talk about the Jets, about who they're going to pick first next year?
Yeah.
Come on,
I want to hear Steve Mariucci say, I know there's 6 games left, but if this team makes the playoffs, no one's going to want to face them.
I want to see where they got the board and they're moving all the helmets and stuff. No.
Exactly.
Can we please be in those helmets?
Yeah, exactly, Kev. All right, brother. We got another fun one tomorrow coming up. Can't wait.
Yeah, let's do it.
Quote Bart Scott, can't wait.
Go. Can't wait.
Yep.
On to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, my brother. Another good one.
Yep. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and keep an eye on what's happening.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's hope we do the right things.
Yep. Like and subscribe, leave comments, and hit us up if you want to come on the show. Like we said, we'll have anyone on. We love having people on.
Yep. Sounds good. And we'll see you tomorrow. Yep. All right. But until then, get up. Talk to you later.
All right.